Kamera drauf?
Ja,
Läuft's?
ja, es läuft.
Hi, today I met Edward Lee. It's a great author for hardcore and horror books, especially for Festa. And I have the pleasure to ask him some questions. Hi.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be in your wonderful country.
Okay, we talked about some questions I want to ask you. One of these questions is, was there a special moment in which you decided to write hardcore stories?
Yeah, well, there was. It actually happened in Germany about 40 years ago. I was in the army. I was in the 1st Armored Division in Erlangen, West Germany. And I just started reading Lovecraft. And I read The Rats in the Walls by Lovecraft, which is about the greatest horror story ever written. And that was the first time I'd read it. And of course, it was a profound story. It had a tremendous effect on me. Couldn't get it out of my head. And that night, I had to walk guard duty at the tank park. There's a big compound full of tanks, and I'm walking my guard duty with my gun, and I'm just thinking, wait a minute, I have to be a writer, because I want to do stuff like this. I want to do things like Lovecraft did. And shortly thereafter, it was that pretty much that moment in the tank park that I decided to be a writer. And after that, I started read all of Lovecraft, and then I started reading new modern horrors like Stephen King, Jack Ketchum, Richard Lehman. Great authors there, and it's just, okay, I need to do this too because it looks like so much fun.
Okay, and are there some real happened parts you take in your books?
Yeah, there's. Probably every piece of fiction ever written has some truth in it, somewhere in it, and some element of the fictional character has some basis in fact and a reflection of the author, because we never admit that. But the best example of that is my story is called The Ushers, and Festa has published it. And there's quite a bit of that in that story that's true.
Okay.
It would be take too much time to explain what. But yeah, there's plenty of things, and there have been times when I've read a newspaper article or seen something on the news, and it gives me an idea for a story, and then I'll incorporate that somewhere. But the most personal story of mine were things. There are some things that were true, not all, but this is The Ushers.
Actually, I read the portrait of the psycho woman.
Psychopath, right?
Yes. Is there something real, or is it just fictional?
No, it's not really. Well, I wrote that with a woman named Elizabeth Stephan, who's a very good friend of mine, and she was a criminal analyst for the federal government. So she knows a lot about criminalistics and crime statistics and things like that. So she contributed quite a bit. But I don't know if it was so long ago. I don't think it was based on anything real. It was like, for instance, a real news article. No. And I hope that such a person does not really exist.
I hope it too, because it's really hard for the man he took with her. Okay, I have a question from a blog reader called Eva. She wanted to know, how did you came to Festa?
It was a complete surprise. He came to me. I got an email from him one day, didn't know who he was, sent me a website, and I looked at it, it was a pretty good website, and said he wanted to do some of my books, and and I'd been published in Germany before, but not much. I had two novels, like City Infernal and Infernal Angel, published here. I don't know, 2001.
I have it with me. We can.
Yeah, I'm not quite. It was a long time ago, and then I thought that was it for Germany. I thought, all right, I'll never get published there again. But then Fester, popped from out of nowhere. Very fortunate for me that he discovered me, and he had been independently reading my books, and so he contacted me and he offered me a contract, and it's been nonstop ever since. He's doing a great job with my books. He's published over, I guess, 20 of them. There's still 20 more to go, plus I'm still writing, so he's a great guy and a very, very good publisher. I'm really lucky to have him.
Okay, thank you. Then I want to ask a question from Melina. It's not mine.
Okay.
I said it before. Do you have a sadistic or masochistic part in you that you can write such books?
No, it doesn't. I'm a nice guy, really. But I think that it's based on curiosity. Masochism and sadism and just horror in general. It's impossible not to wonder about it, and it's a healthy thing to want to be curious about it. I think. If it doesn't mean you're morbid, if you think about things like that and write about them and read about them, it's based on it's normal to be curious about the macabre and about elements of death and how messed up some people can be. So no, it's not. It's all based on curiosity. From my end, I don't have a torture chamber in my house or anything like that.
Maybe beside your house.
Yeah, maybe, but don't look in to see what I buried in the backyard.
Okay. Then Doris wanted to know if you are you afraid of something, or is there something you are disgusted for?
Oh, I'm terrified of heights. I can be in an airplane,
yes,
and that's okay.
Yes.
But if I'm standing on a ladder or looking off a roof, no, that's not for me. And I have a horrific fear of tidal waves. Tsunami waves.
Yes.
And I've never seen one. Except on TV, but I have maybe 10 times a year. I have a tidal wave nightmare that is the most terrifying thing I can experience. It's horrible.
Okay.
And that's the only nightmares I have. Usually I have stupid, silly dreams, not nightmares as you might think a horror writer would have. But the tidal wave nightmares are
Okay.
too much for me.
Okay, nothing like spiders or something.
No, I'm disgusted by spiders and cockroaches and rats.
Yes.
But everybody is, I think. And snakes, I'm not a big fan of them, but I don't flee in terror. I got a bunch of them in my backyard. But but it's no big deal.
Okay. Okay. Yes. I've told you I looked on the web, but I couldn't find something especially from your private parts. Do you have family, kids, or pets, or something else do you want to talk about, or is that?
No, I'm not married. I have no kids. Never have been married. Almost got married once or twice, but it's probably a good thing I didn't, because I think a writer is a different kind of life, and a lot of women can't, would want more attention than a writer could give, I think.
Okay.
So unless the woman were a writer herself, which you wouldn't understand. And I'm selfish with my time, and I like to do my own thing, and I'm irresponsible and selfish, so no, I can't never get married.
Okay.
And I don't have any children, and that's a good thing.
So because you're free, you can do what you want.
Yeah, do what I want, and that's just the way it is for some people, and I'm one of them. Don't have any pets, but I do love animals, but they're too much. I wouldn't be able to pay enough attention to them. I travel a lot, so it wouldn't be fair to the pet. I love rabbits, little bunny rabbits and guinea pigs, and like Frank Fester and his wife have guinea pigs. They're really cool, but I'm not for pet ownership. I'll admire other people's pets. That's what's best for me.
Okay. Yes, then a question of me is, do you have special rituals during the writing? Maybe you just drink coffee meanwhile, or just hear special sound?
Not really. No, I don't have any rituals. I don't even have a set time anymore when I write. A lot of writers do. I just sit down and write when I'm ready. And like a lot of writers, I smoke cigarettes, and I don't drink coffee. I drink Diet Coke. That's my only ritual, is the Diet Coke and the cigarettes. But unfortunately, no. This is a disappointing answer, I guess, but I don't have any interesting rituals.
It's okay. A further question, what many people ask you, I think, is what kind of music do you hear?
Well, I used to be a big music fan. I mean, from age, from junior high school until about age 45, I was an avid music listener. I like alternative rock music mainly. I was really like groups like Joy Division and Killing Joke and X-Mal Deutschland. That's a great German band from the 80s. And DAF. But anything alternative rock is what I like. I like classical music, but I don't listen to much music anymore because it takes time, and I'm getting older, and I want to use my time as much as I can to write.
Okay.
Because writing, what you write is an author's immortality. So I'm 60 years old now, but I'm not done. And I got to make sure I write everything I need to before my time is over, which I hope won't be for a long time.
Also, you can say writing is your life.
Yeah, it is my life, and it's it means that I'm a very fortunate person. Because a lot of people don't have their dream come true like I did. They work their butts off their whole lives and write it on the side, hoping for that big break, and they don't get it, which is tragic. I got it, so I'm very, very lucky. I'm very grateful to the publishers who published me, like Fasta, and most of all the readers who support my work. That's who I work for. I don't have an office I go to. I don't have a boss except my reader.
Is there something you tell more about you as Edward, not as the author, just you, the person, Edward?
Yeah, I'm pretty, Edward Lee is a real kind of a low-key person. Pretty boring, but I like seafood. I like sushi. I like Oriental food. I'm kind of a beer snob. What else? That's about it. I'm not a real action guy. I like to sit around on my butt and watch horror movies or read. And that's my pastime. That's when I read. Every night I read at least a couple of pages from M.R. James or H.P. Lovecraft, the greatest writers in the field.
He was really great, yes. Okay. Do you drink beer?
Yeah, too much.
Yes. Because I know Marcus, he is here today. I have a special present for you.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
German beer
Yes.
from my hometown Dortmund.
They mentioned that.
Maybe I can take and you can present.
It's a Bergmann beer from coal miners from Dortmund, from the Ruhr, wie sagt man Ruhrgebiet? Ruhrpott.
I don't know the English word. Give an English word?
Nö,
It's dark beer.
From the region he lives.
from Dortmund.
Okay, I remember a long time ago there was a mass market German beer called Dortmunder. Was that?
Muss noch einer was essen.
Union Pilz,
Yeah.
Deswegen habe ich
It's Phil.
German Union Pilz, Dortmunder Union Bier.
Dortmund, that's it. Yeah. Is that from that town too?
Ja,
But this, I've never. This looks great. I can't wait to drink it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Do you want something to eat? A cake? Or
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna.
okay. There are people waiting for you, but
No, let me go.
no, we go for a cigarette
smoke a
and after
cigarette.
this we start.
Maybe we can make the take off. Yes. I thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting you, and it's
And-
it's for you.
well, wow. Thank you very much. That is cool as shit. That's cool.
Ja, hier wird noch ein T-Shirt übergeben. Ich klinke mich an der Stelle aus. Ich werde versuchen, die Fragen und die Antworten für euch dann zu übersetzen und werde es dann unter den Beitrag setzen. Ich sage danke erstmal hier fürs Zuschauen. Ich bin immer noch total aufgeregt und ja, ihr werdet das, ich hoffe, ihr hattet dann genauso viel Spaß. Danke fürs Zuschauen und ich hoffe, ihr mögt ihn genauso wie ich. Bis dann.
Today.